There is a lot of talk about wrapping your Cybertruck, but most notably, they talk about colored vinyl, like here. This is the Avery Denizen khaki green and colored PPF, and this is from Evios. We wanted to talk a little bit about all the differences, and to do so, we're gonna write the common pros and cons between the two. This is gonna be TPU. So right away, this is kind of the pro. Like, I cannot write on this, right? So you can see that this is a Sharpie, and immediately it just removes. Like, I can't even write on it. It thins out. So if I just put vinyl, and look how well, oh my God, my handwriting is awful. All right, and then we'll just put like PPF, colored. Okay. I'm sorry, I swear I know how to write. But color PPF over here, this is usually a TPU. It's a polyurethane. It has self-healing abilities, and that's what's called paint protection film. In this case, there's not much to protect because there's no paint. This is gonna be a PVC, polyvinyl chloride, and this is typically thinner, and it doesn't necessarily, it has some aspects of a self-healing, like with heat, but nowhere near the level that it does on the PPF. So as far as the thickness, roughly about like 3 mil, right, on vinyl. This can be as high as 12 mil. So it can be 4 times thicker than just colored vinyls. And that's where it gets to the next point. It's like, what's the main purpose of it? This is to change color. And then this protection was really the primary purpose. So this is where it changes a little bit. Now it's colored PPF. So not only is it protecting, now you can also change color. How long does it take to wrap? I'm gonna kind of put it in a shop's perspective. Like, it could take like a day, but shops, they're really not gonna keep just for one day. Like, if you wanna like make sure the work is absolutely flawless and it's good to your standard, they're gonna keep it for multiple days. So for us, for color, we keep it for about 5 days, like at least 4, right? So 4 plus minus, right? And then on the colored PPF, so it's like 5 plus minus 1 more day. So I think they're very, very comparable as far as how long it takes. The protection ability, I kind of talked about that with the thickness a little bit, but this, if I were to like get a rock chip, what will actually happen, I mean, I'm gonna remove this, is it will chip kind of like this, right? So you can see I chipped it with my nails. I do have hard nails, but you can see that now you can see the steel. This is kind of how it will look and when a rock hits it. It's more so gonna be hitting here. On this, if I did this, I'm gonna try to do the same thing. I can do that. It won't chip like this just because of the thickness of it, but you might have a little dent or something like that, but it's definitely not gonna be looking like this. I don't wanna say chip free, but kind of. How long do they last? For color vinyl, typically the lifespan that they say is 3 to 5 years, okay? For PPF, a lot of times they have a 10-year warranty. So this is gonna be like 10 plus. So, you know, can it justify, I guess, the cost difference? Maybe, if you are really thinking about keeping your car for that long. So we're gonna get to the price last, because I think that's important as well in factoring this. But as far as looks, I think they're very comparable. One thing that colored PPF has is the glossiness on it is phenomenal. Like, if you look at Avery Denizen's Black Noir film, I mean, the black is so deep and it is so clean. Like, gloss is like where it's at, I think, I love the way it looks. So like in vinyl, you're gonna have a lot more color choices. Right now, vinyl has just been around way longer, which means that there's just way more color choices available currently. This definitely is going to be the upper hand in the color vinyl. As far as the maintenance and cleaning of it, I mean, I can kind of show you real quick. Like, this is all kind of like mud, but this is just, you know, our waterless, and you can see the clean spot right here. But it is very easy to clean both of them. But this is a gloss, and this color actually hides dirt very, very well. So if you kind of see at the bottom right here, you could see a little bit of that mud, but you can just spray just one, and then you could just clean it. So as far as maintenance, I would definitely put it on, usually like for a lot of the newer models, not models, but modern film, it actually comes with a top coat layer that's like hydrophobic, right? So like This right here, you know, I did that earlier. I literally used, you know, a permanent marker and it just comes off. Whereas like right now I'm writing on it, like, is this gonna come off? No way. Like it is permanent. So as far as the maintenance, like both are pretty easy, but I would definitely give it like double check marks here, right? And this is also not hard. I mean, you saw how easy it was. One suggestion that I would give though is if you are doing the vinyl route, you're gonna have a lot more budget because the vinyl is gonna be significantly cheaper than the color PPF, is to ceramic coat this as well. So once you do that, you will get that top coat layer and you will able to get that hydrophobic properties, which will allow you to clean the car a lot faster and easier. So that's what I would recommend. Once you add ceramic coating, you will get another check mark right there. Is it do-yourselfable? You know, I absolutely think so. Yes, you know, and then this is also a yes. Kind of going back to the installation video that we talked about prior to this, it's interesting because in some ways, like the color PPF can be easier because it's a little bit easier to shift around, right? But that's kind of why in our vinyl kit, we sectioned it off in our kit so that you don't have like the bottom sticking while the top is not, you know. One other factor is like, we're also a shop, right? So like we take this because sometimes, and most of the time, like this is not the only car we're working on. So with our do-yourself kit, it makes it easy because you could do it on a weekend and then you can do it within about 2 days. And it's your car, so you can take your time and go at your own pace. I think lastly, the most important thing is like, this is all good, but a lot of people kind of not necessarily talk transparently about like the price differences, right? Vinyl rolls are typically 900 inches. On average, the price is roughly about $700, okay? So 700 bucks for one roll. And for a Cybertruck, you only need 2/3 roughly, but you want the 1/3 because sometimes you make mistakes. For normal PPF, it's actually gonna be roughly 600 inches of film, and it's gonna be an average of $1,400. And then once you get to color PPF, so it's gonna be 600 inches, but it's roughly almost 2,100 for colored PPF. It's 3 times more expensive. So this is kind of why for like Tesla, they're offering the TPU version, which is gonna be a color PPF. So what Tesla offers in their service centers is not actually the vinyl, they're actually offering the color PPF. And they start at, I think, 6,000, but it can be like 6,500. So when you think about it, they're spending a lot of money on material, and that's why most shops are gonna charge at least the 6,000, 6,500. I don't really like talking about other shops' prices. We can only talk about ours, right? So we start like, you know, for like the Cybertruck, like 3,600 for colored vinyl, right? So you can kind of see the differences. It's almost double in terms of cost. So if you're like only looking to change the look of the vehicle, like all day vinyl, like save some money, buy some accessories for the trunk or something like that, and then go vinyl. It's a great choice, and it does a lot of what color PPF does, right? But if you were looking to like keep this car forever, you really hate washing cars, you do want to keep it clean, and the self-healing abilities, then you should look into color PPF. Just know that you will pay a lot more in terms of dollar amount for the service for color PPF. But hopefully, this gave you a good understanding of the two differences between colored vinyl and colored PPF. If you have any questions about the two, leave us a comment below and make sure you click on the subscribe button. We want to help you kind of understand all the offers that you have for your Cybertruck. So we'll see you later.